Every generation has its pop heartthrob. For those of us who grew up in the late 90s or early 2000s, it was all about the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Then came the Jonas Brothers and One Direction. But if you were a teen or preteen in 2009, only one name mattered, and of course, it's Justin Bieber. The Bieber phenomenon was no joke. His fans, proudly calling themselves Beliebers, flooded arenas, hijacked social media, and even sparked near riots. They called it Bieber fever, and the world was fully infected. One infamous case in Australia saw 8 girls faint within minutes of seeing him perform, forcing organizers to shut the whole event down. It was the kind of mania usually reserved for rock legends. Most fans, no matter how devoted, eventually grew up and moved on. But what if I told you one Belieber never let go? Instead, she quietly worked behind the scenes, using her connections and relentless ambition to turn a childhood crush into something real. This is the story of how Hailey Baldwin, now Hailey Bieber, went from being just another fan to standing at the altar with the world's biggest pop star. Hailey Baldwin's transition from an enthusiastic Justin Bieber fan to his wife is a fascinating case study in persistence, strategic positioning, and the blurred lines between admiration and calculated ambition. Her journey has captivated the internet, sparking endless debates about fate, obsession, and influence in modern relationships. Hailey Baldwin was a self-proclaimed Justin Bieber fan long before she ever entered his inner circle. Viral resurfaced tweets from the early 2010s show her admiration for both Bieber and his then-girlfriend, Selena Gomez. Unlike many other fans, however, Hailey had an advantage. She was born into Hollywood royalty. As the daughter of actor Stephen Baldwin and niece of Alec Baldwin, she had access to spaces where she could potentially cross paths with Bieber. Justin's rise to fame was meteoric. Songs like One Time and One Less Lonely Girl dominated the charts, and he was soon gracing major stages like The Today Show. It was there, in 2009, that 13-year-old Hailey Baldwin got her first introduction to him, thanks to her father, actor Stephen Baldwin. On the surface, it seemed innocent enough. Just a dad using his Hollywood connections to make his daughter's dream come true. What seemed like an innocent introduction would later mark the beginning of a long and well-navigated journey toward winning his heart. But that wasn't the last time Hailey found herself conveniently in Justin's orbit. Over the years, Hailey strategically positioned herself within Bieber's social circles, attending the same events, befriending his friends, and subtly increasing her proximity to him. She was there for his Rockefeller Plaza performance. She attended the Never Say Never movie premiere, caught on camera watching him from the sidelines. She even posed with a magazine featuring Justin on the cover, ironically standing next to an image of Selena Gomez, his then girlfriend and soon-to-be love rival. Coincidence? Maybe. But as the years passed, it became harder to ignore the pattern. Hailey didn't just rely on her father's industry ties, she had a plan. A self-proclaimed former Bieber superfan, Dana, later came forward with receipts proving Hailey had been quietly working to insert herself into Justin's life. Dana ran a Bieber fan account with over 200,000 followers, making her an influencer in the fandom. Guess who followed her in 2011? A then 15-year-old Hailey Baldwin. According to Dana, Hailey would DM her, asking for intel on where Justin was staying. When given the details, Hailey would either book a room in the same hotel or conveniently show up at the hotel restaurant hoping for a chance encounter. Let that sink in. This wasn't just a fan hoping for a meet and greet, this was strategic. To fully understand Hailey's story, one has to acknowledge Selena Gomez's role in Bieber's life. Justin and Selena's highly publicized on-again, off-again relationship spanned nearly a decade and defined a generation's perception of young love. Hailey, like many Beliebers, appeared to idolize the couple. She followed and liked Selena fan pages, commented on their relationship, and even tweeted admiration for Gomez, calling her beyond flawless in 2012. However, as time went on, Hailey's online presence evolved. Her social media activity subtly shifted, aligning more with Bieber's changing interests and distancing itself from Selena Gomez's narrative. By the mid-2010s, she had cultivated an image of someone effortlessly cool and deeply religious, mirroring Bieber's faith journey, with a model-esque aesthetic that paralleled Gomez's in more ways than one. By 2014, Justin and Selena had gone through their fair share of breakups and makeups, but something had changed. Hailey was no longer just a fan watching from the sidelines. She had become close friends with Kendall and Kylie Jenner, a move that gave her direct access to Justin. With Selena conveniently out of the country on a New Year's trip to Dubai, a trip some fans believe was orchestrated by the Jenners to clear the way for Hailey, she saw her opening. Soon, she was being spotted at dinners with Justin, going to movies with him, and even spending nights at his house. Hailey and Justin's relationship officially began in 2016, but was short-lived. He quickly moved on to other relationships, including a rekindled romance with Selena Gomez. However, their final breakup in early 2018 opened the door for Hailey, who re-entered his life at the perfect moment. Within mere months of Selena and Justin's breakup, Hailey and Justin's romance reignited very quickly after one final dramatic breakup with Selena. Justin and Hailey tied the knot just 6 months later. By July 2018, they were engaged, and by September, they were legally married. The speed of this transition raised eyebrows, with many speculating that Hailey had always been waiting in the wings, ready to step into Selena's place the moment the opportunity arose. One of the strangest things about this saga is how much Hailey has seemingly modeled herself after Selena. Fans have uncovered eerily similar outfit choices, identical Instagram poses, and even matching tattoos, like the letter G behind her ear, just like Selena's. When Selena checked into a mental health facility in 2018, Hailey was allegedly spotted driving past her house with her pastor's wife, as if keeping tabs on her. For example, Selena once got a tattoo that reads "Love yourself first" in Arabic, and not long after, Hailey got a similar tattoo. Selena's music and fashion choices often seem to find echoes in Hailey's public persona, further adding to the speculation that she has crafted an identity influenced by Selena's footprint. Even their professional ventures have striking similarities. When Selena launched her cooking show Selena Plus Chef, Hailey debuted "What's in My Kitchen," mimicking nearly every element of Selena's show, from the homey aesthetic to having a grandmother introduce dishes. But Hailey's show flopped, airing just 5 episodes before being quietly abandoned. And in perhaps the most bizarre coincidence of all, Hailey has even been caught repeating nearly word-for-word things Selena has said in interviews. Whether intentional or not, it's uncanny. Since their marriage, Hailey and Justin have worked hard to create a new narrative. In interviews, Hailey has emphasized that her relationship with Justin was never a steal-him-away situation, and that their love was genuine. Justin, too, has spoken about how Hailey is the one who finally brought him peace and stability. However, fans continue to scrutinize every move, with social media remaining divided over whether Hailey's journey was a fairy tale romance or a meticulously planned strategy. Hailey Baldwin set out on a mission, and against all odds, she succeeded. She went from being a teenage fangirl with a celebrity crush to marrying Justin Bieber himself. That's something no other pop superfan in history has ever done. But now, 6 years into their marriage, cracks are showing. Despite announcing their pregnancy, Hailey still finds herself overshadowed. When the news broke, Selena Gomez started trending instead of her. Even her father, Stephen Baldwin, has reportedly been asking people to pray for their marriage. So after all those years of fighting to be the one, what is Hailey left with? Did the dream live up to the reality? Or was the chase more thrilling than the catch? Maybe, just maybe, this story isn't over yet.